Hey guys, this week for Weapons Wednesday, we just got our new upgraded versions of our LED weapons that I'm so excited to show you. But before we begin, if you could just like this video and subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. So we've been selling these LED weapons for quite a few years now, and our customers seem to really like them. And I think the thing they like the most about them is that they're virtually indestructible. I mean, we use this really strong polycarbonate to make them. And as you can see, I can strike that against a hard surface and it doesn't even blink, and I'm not worried at all about this weapon breaking on me. But we really didn't design it for like defensive purposes. We designed it because we wanted a way for martial artists to go into a tournament and be able to light up their weapon and just kind of add a little bit of flair to their kata. But there's always been a couple of things I didn't like about these. For one, the diameter is just a little bit too large, and I'm just gonna bring out the new version. So we made the new version just a little thinner, and I really like the feel of it. I mean, can you imagine doing some sort of costume accessory or cosplay with something like this? I mean, it's just really cool. And the second thing we did is we just redesigned the old ones a little bit nicer. Like we added grip lines to them and just added just a little bit of extra accent points to make them look really cool. But then there's this, like we have different light settings on the new one. So I'm just gonna put this guy down. The new one can do just a strong, nice light, or it can do a dull light if you want it just a little bit less bright. And then it's got the ability to actually flash, which I think is really cool. So that's one of my favorite features about these new ones. But by far, my favorite feature of them, I'm just gonna convert that back to that, is that the old ones, you actually had to unscrew the end to replace the batteries when they ran out of juice, where the new ones, you just plug in a USB cable when you need to charge them up. So I love that about these. But let's look at the different types that we have now. So I just showed you the Escrima Stick. This is our deluxe version of the Escrima Stick. And here's our standard version of the Escrima Stick. Now they're both pretty similar. I don't know if you can tell, I'm gonna go into the light a little bit more. But the standard version is one solid piece of polycarbonate that has grips and a little bit of added decoration on it just to make it look cool. So the standard version actually can hold up to a little bit more impact because it's one solid piece. The deluxe version looks way cooler. Like we actually machine this aluminum to make it look just awesome. But the problem is that when you're connecting polycarbonate into aluminum, it kind of decreases the durability just a little bit. But in my opinion, I think that little bit of decrease in durability is totally worth it because the deluxe versions just look awesome. I mean, I always think about like superheroes and how cool that would look with a costume. But let's look at some of the other ones. So the nunchucks. The nunchucks are my favorite. I love the nunchucks. And this is a standard version. These are red. Red looks pretty cool. Red actually, it always kind of reminds me of a very famous sci-fi character. But the problem with red is it's not quite as bright as the other colors. So if you're gonna buy one of these, definitely think about that. Like red looks awesome, but it's not quite as bright as say a yellow or a green or even a blue. But it does look really cool. So I like red. And this is our just standard version of the rechargeable LED nunchucks. And then the deluxe version, as you can see, we actually machined the grip on there. And this is yellow right here. I think that looks pretty cool. I think yellow looks pretty awesome. It's bright for sure. But yeah, these look great. So yeah, when you're actually using them, you can see they can hold up to quite a bit. So as you noticed, you didn't see any blinking or anything. It's really strong. It's really well made. So let's look at the bow stabs really quick. All right, so here is our standard version of the LED rechargeable bow staff. And I'm just gonna turn on the blinking. I just love that. I think it looks so cool. Like, can you imagine being in a tournament or competition and using this and just just the excitement on everyone's face as you're using it. Like, and what's cool about it is because it's polycarbonate, it can actually take quite a bit of abuse. So you can strike it on the ground like really hard during your kata, and it's not going to break or anything. They're made really well, and that's kind of what I always say is they're not meant for like defending yourself or anything, but everybody drops their staves. Everyone drops their nunchucks at some point, and you just don't have to worry about them breaking, you know, when that happens. So that's what I like the most about these. They're just really well made. So this is our fuchsia version right now, and I think the fuchsia looks pretty good. Like it's pretty bright. Yeah, I'm definitely digging that. So, and now lastly, here is our deluxe version of the rechargeable LED staff, and that's green. I totally like that. I think that looks awesome, and it's a little too bright in here to really see what the colors look like, but I mean you can tell it looks pretty awesome. I'm just going to turn that strobe effect on. But that looks really cool. And if you want to get more in the light, you can kind of see just how well we've machined in these grips and stuff. They're in the perfect area for when you're doing your bow staff techniques. So I just think we did a great job in designing these. We have a company in the United States called Combative that actually makes them for us. And they're just so well made. So I'm really proud of these. I think they're cool. And when you need to charge them up, all you do is you just stick the USB cable into the end of them and plug them in, and then they just charge right up. But if you have any questions about any of these, definitely leave them in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel, and check out all of the different LED weapons we have on KarateMart.com, because we have other ones too. We have like 3-sectional staves and stuff. But until next week, we'll see you Weapons Wednesday.